Now let's find out what's in the box today. I wonder. It's really boring today. Really boring. Bags. Bag. 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 Oh, I know what story this one is. Oh, yes, indeedy. Oh, of course. This one here is called The Fool and His Donkey. Now, what is it about donkeys in this week? This week has been a bit donkey-ish and a bit bearish, yeah. Perhaps we should make this week the national, or rather international, donkey and bear week. Because we had a donkey story on Monday, and we got a donkey story today, and we had a bear story yesterday, and we're going to have a bear story tomorrow. So this is I'm going to hereby call this the International Bear and Donkey Week. I love bears and I love donkeys. Yeah, I really, really do. Love all animals. Anyway, I'm going to tell you a story. And I think, first of all, I need a little sip of water. It was a bit touch and go, you see. A bit touch and go when this guy was fitting the broadband. And, yeah, I need a drink of water to calm down. So let me start by telling you about Kasim. He was a porter. Do you know what a porter is? Someone who carries people's bags. That's why all the bags are there. Look, I tell you what, I'm going to put on my porter's hat. Okay, this is not this hat. Because you see, Kasim was a porter in the city of Baghdad. There we are. Which means that this must be one of Scheherazade's stories. Do you remember I told you about Scheherazade? She did a little belly dance for you the other day, yeah? When I was telling a story called The Dream. Well, this is another one of her tales. This one, The Fool and His Donkey. So Kasim was a porter. He carried people's bags in the streets of Baghdad. And there was a time, and there still is a time, when Baghdad had lots and lots of visitors come into the city. They still do, because it's a beautiful place. But people used to come not just to see the beautiful buildings. They used to go to Baghdad, hoping to catch one of Scheherazade's stories. And maybe the one I'm telling you today is one of those very ones that they went there for. So he would carry lots and lots of bags from the river Tigris, which is a big river that runs past Baghdad, to their hotels. Backwards and forwards he would go. But he didn't carry them on his own. He didn't carry them on his back or on his hands like this. No, he had a donkey to do all the hard work. Yeah. And the donkey he had was a little bit sad looking. Yeah, look at that expression. It was a little bit sad looking, a little bit scruffy, and a little bit scrawny, with one white ear, this one here, and one black ear, clip-clop hooves, and turquoise eyes, which showed a lifetime of hardship and sorrow. Poor little donkey. Now, Kasim, he wasn't, let's put that there. Kasim wasn't very good with animals. No, I won't put that there. I'm sorry. The donkey wants a drink of water. Kasim wasn't very good with animals. And he was particularly bad with his donkey. Yeah. Now, that doesn't make any sense, does it? Because if you were a taxi driver, you would look after your car. Yeah. You would make sure your car had a full MOT. You would keep your car topped up with fuel. You would make sure it had enough oil. You would change the filters, and you would make sure it didn't go rusty, and the inside would be nice and clean. But Kasim didn't seem to care about his donkey at all. He wasn't necessarily cruel deliberately. It was just he was a little bit absent-minded. He didn't concentrate on things. He would sometimes forget he had to look after his donkey. And sometimes he would be loading up bag after bag after bag, not really thinking about what he was doing. He'd be thinking about something else. His mind was always on something else. So he'd be putting bag after bag on the donkey's back. And so many bags that the donkey would walk along the streets really quite slowly because he was carrying too much weight. And if he went too slowly, Cassim would take a stick and whack its backside. I know. Horrible, man. Horrible. Horrible. And he would sometimes forget to feed the donkey fresh hay. And he would give it stale hay instead, or stale straw. Or sometimes he would give him fresh hay and mix it up with the old stuff because he would forget to remove the old stuff because he'd be thinking about something else. He wouldn't concentrate. He never once bought a carrot for his donkey, no. And once or twice, he let the donkey stay outside all night long in the cold and wet and the rain because he forgot to bring him into the stables. Poor little donkey. Well, Cassim was a dreamer, that much is sure. And he wasn't the cleverest man in Baghdad. He wasn't, let's say, the shiniest jewel in the crown or the sharpest tool in the box. But people rather cruelly called him a fool. And I'm not sure if he absolutely deserved that word, fool, but that's what they call him. Oh, there goes the fool and his donkey, they would say. But I have to say, he might be a fool, he might be absent-minded, but none of that can forgive the fact that he would hit his donkey. That is very naughty indeed, and that is unforgivable. And as well as being absent-minded, a bit of a dreamer and cruel to his donkey, he was also very gullible. Do you know what that word means? Gullible? Gullible means you will believe anything and everything that anyone ever tells you. Yeah. Someone once sold him a teacup. Nothing wrong with that, you might think. But he bought the teacup for £100. £100 for a teacup! That's ridiculous. That's redonkulous. My goodness me, what was he thinking? Well, I'll tell you. Someone said to Cassim, "Hey, Cassim, this teacup is no ordinary teacup. No, it's a magic teacup. It keeps filling up with tea. All you have to do is chink it 3 times. Chink, chink, chink. And you say to the cup, 'Little teacup, gimme, gimme, gimme tea, gimme, gimme, gimme tea, with a little choky bicky on the side, quack, quack, quack,' like that, yeah." And he thought it would fill up. So he bought that for £100, and did it work? Of course it didn't work. So gullible. Someone else sold him a spoon. What's wrong with that? But he bought the spoon for £100 again. They told him it was a moon spoon. Yeah. They said, "Hey, Cassim, do you know what? This is a moon spoon. Every time there's a full moon, you have to stand out in your garden and hold the spoon up like this, only for half an hour, just half an hour. And the handle of the spoon will grow and grow and grow and grow and grow until the spoon can reach the moon, and you can scoop cheese off the surface and have a cheese fondue for your supper." Did it work? Of course it didn't work. But he spent £100 on that. Poor Cassim. See, you're starting to feel sorry for him now, aren't you? Well, don't, because he was cruel to his donkey. Hit its backside. Naughty, naughty Cassim. Well, as I say, he would carry people's bags through the streets of Baghdad, and that's how he made his money. But in the time of this story, there were quite a few thieves and crooks and ne'er-do-wells and pickpockets and rapscallions around the streets of Baghdad. And 2 of the worst of them were the Jub brothers, Jaffa Jub and Jabba Jub. They were sort of like the rough cousins of Mr. Brindle and Mr. Trindle. And I think you're about to meet them right now. Well, hang on, let's get me moustache sorted out. I am Jaffa Jub Jub. Nice to meet you. And oops-a-daisy, I am, oh my goodness me nose has got all crazy, that's better. And I am Jabba Jub Jub. Sorry about the nose, it's a recent addition to my face. Here, Jaffa Jub Jub, what are we gonna do today? Oh, I don't know, Jabba Jub Jub. Let me see. Why don't we try and nick a necklace? Nick a necklace? Now, why on earth would we want to nick a necklace? We've got hundreds and thousands of necklaces. Why don't we cop a carpet? Oh, cop a carpet. Oh, but Jabba Jub Jub, the lockup is full of carpets. We've got hundreds of thousands of carpets. Hang on a minute. Hang on just a second. Look over there. Where? There. Oh, there. It's that fool. What's his name? Calvin. No. Christine. No. Clive. No. Hang on, what's he called? Catherine, Katie, Kevin. No, Cassim. That's it, Cassim. Do you know what? I once sold Cassim a magic teacup. And he spent £100 on it. Yeah, and do you know what? I once sold him a moon spoon. He spent £100 on that. Here, I've got an idea, Jab Jab Jab. Why don't we steal his donkey? Yeah, we could sell it again at the donkey market. Yeah, we'll make quite a bit of bob for that. And it'd be funny as well. Look, I'll tell you what. We'll both sneak up behind him and look at him. He's such a dreamer. He's just a dreamy boy, isn't he? Dreamy. He's not concentrating on what he's doing at all. We'll sneak up behind him. I'll slip off the halter. Hang on. What's a halter? The halter is something that, that goes around the donkey or the horse's face. Like the bridle. The bit of string. Jabba Jab Jab, the bit of string with which you can pull the donkey. Oh, the halter. Why didn't you say? I did, but anyway. I'll slip off the halter. Oh, my beard's getting all sort of soggy in my mouth. Hang on. Right. I'll slip off the halter, right? And I'll put the halter on myself and I'll pretend to be his donkey. Oh, what larks that'll be. What larks. And you, in the meantime, just sneak the donkey away. All right? All right, then. So, Jabba Jub Jub and Jaffa Jub Jub followed behind the footsteps of Cassim for quite some time, working out the optimum moment to steal the donkey. Well, just as he was turning a corner, Jaffa Jub Jub slipped in, took the halter off the donkey without Cassim noticing anything, and put it on himself, and walked along at the same pace as Cassim. And in the meantime, Jabba Jub Jub took the donkey away, back to their den, wherever that was. I don't know. Anyway, they walked along like this for 20 minutes. Cassim leading the leather strap, which went onto the halter around Jaffa Jub Jub's head. 20 minutes, and he didn't notice anything. Well, to tell you the truth, at first, Jaffa Jub Jub thought this was quite funny. And he walked along giggling. Oh, it's more like that. But then he got bored. I'm bored now. I'm bored. So after 20 minutes, he just shouted out, "Eeyore! Eeyore! OMG! OMG! I'm human again! Oh, at long last! Oh, heavens be praised! I am a human, I'm not a donkey anymore! Hurrah! Hurrah! Hurrah!" Well, Cassim was absolutely flabbergasted, astounded, shocked. He turned around and instead of seeing his donkey, he saw a man with a very, very peculiar beard doing a very strange dance, but with a halter around his face. Hang on, said Cassim. You're not my donkey. Where's my donkey? I was just pulling my donkey just a moment ago. And where is he? Who are you? I want my donkey back. Oh, Cassim, calm down. Don't you recognise me? I am your donkey. Well, let's put it this way. I used to be your donkey, but now I'm not your donkey any longer. You see, I've been your donkey for 7 years, and do you know what? I've had enough. I had a curse on me. Simple as that. I had a curse on me, and now I'm a human being again. Oh, heavens be praised. Oh, wow. Now that is truly amazing. But hang on. You said you was cursed 7 years ago. I've only had you for 5 years, so you've been a human donkey all this time. What happened 7 years ago then? Why was you cursed? What did you do? It must have been very, very naughty. Oh my goodness me. I'm almost too ashamed to say. Cassim. I don't know where to start. Where shall I start? Well, let's just say I used to be cruel to animals. I was particularly cruel to my donkey. Yeah, I was. I used to give my donkey too many bags to carry. Yeah, I did. And if my donkey went too slow, I would sometimes hit it with a stick. I know, I shouldn't have done that. I should not have done that, but I would hit it with a stick. I only ever fed my donkey stale old straw, or I'd mix the old straw with the new straw because I wasn't concentrating. I never gave my donkey carrots, no. And on occasions, when it was cold and wet or rainy, I forgot about my donkey, and I let my donkey sleep outside. I'm so sorry. But then, 7 years ago, exactly to this day, whatever the day is today, I don't know, but 7 years ago, I got a visit. Yeah, I got a visit from none other than the donkey inspector. The donkey inspector. Do you know about the donkey inspector? No, tell me, what's the donkey inspector do? I've never heard of a donkey inspector. Well, Cassim, the donkey inspector, he's in charge of all the donkeys in the world, and he's a magical person, yeah. And the magical donkey inspector, he said, oh, you're a naughty man. You're such a naughty fellow. You mustn't be cruel to your donkey. I'm going to turn you into a donkey, and you're going to stay being a donkey for 7 years and see how you like that. Well, Cassim, that's the worst day of my life. Do you know what it felt like to turn into a donkey? It felt absolutely shocking, absolutely dreadful. At first, I felt this weird sensation in my ears. Now, I know my ears are quite big, but my goodness me, Cassim, you wouldn't believe what happened. My ears, they started to, itch a little bit. Oh, my ears, they started to scratch a little bit. Oh, my ears, they began to tingle and pringle and kringle. They even kringled, Cassim. And they started to grow. And they started to grow even more. And they grew and growed until I had great big donkey's ears on top of me head. And then me nose. You won't believe me nose. Oh, my nose started to itch as well. My nose started to scratch. My nose started to tingle. My nose started to kringle. And before I knew it, I had the donkey's nose. And I started saying, Eeyore! 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 to every single person I met. Yeah, it was shocking, it was shocking. And all I wanted to eat was carrots, and you just gave me stale old straw. Well, when I started working for you, that is. When was that? Oh, 5 years ago. Yeah, you started to give me stale old straw, you great big meanie. And but the weirdest thing was I could hear things from miles around, but it was horrible. 7 years I've been like this. 7 years with clip-clop hooves saying Eeyore, Eeyore, Eeyore all day long. 7 years with you hitting me with a stick, give me stuff to carry, give me stale straw, never once had a carrot. And I'll tell you something else. The whole time I was your donkey, do you know what? You never once paid me anything. Eh? Said Cassim. Pay you? You're not supposed to pay donkeys, are you? Of course you pay donkeys! Well, of course you do. And now I don't know why I'm saying all of this disguised as a donkey. But you see, the 7 years went by just a moment ago, and I turned back into a lovable, handsome young man. Ho, ho, ho. Well, Cassim started to think. He scratched his head as he thought. He remembered all those times he had been cruel to his donkey. He remembered all those times he had hit the donkey when it was going too slow, the number of times he fed it stale old straw, never gave it carrot, and then he thought about all the times when he had slept, made the donkey sleep outside and get cold and wet and rained on. Would he get a visit from the donkey inspector? Would he be turned into a donkey for 7 long years? Would he have to walk around Baghdad saying Eeyore, Eeyore, Eeyore to everyone, with great big clip-clop hooves and big ears? Oh, he really hoped not. Oh, my friend, I'm so sorry if I was ever cruel to you when you was my donkey. I'm really, really sorry. I'm really sorry. Oh, please put in a good word to the donkey inspector from me. Please, please, I don't want to be punished. Please, I'm sorry. Look, how much money do you think I owed you? I owe you, even. Well, let me see. I was your donkey for around about 5 years, and that's £1 a day for 5 years. I tell you what, let's call it an even £500. £500, but that's all I've got in the bank. Oh, don't worry. I know you probably haven't got the money with you right now, but oh, look over there. There's a cash point. Cash point in those days consisted of a person with a desk saying money lender in front of them, and all you had to do is say, can I borrow £500? Well, Cassim went and borrowed £500 and gave it to Jaffa Jub Jub. Oh, thanks very much, Cassim. Thank you. That'll do nicely. TTFN. Bye. Wow. Poor Cassim. I know, you are feeling sorry for him now, aren't you? He was so gullible. But what was he going to do? He just spent his last £500 paying as back pay and compensation for being a cruel donkey owner and not paying his donkey enough. But now he had no money, and now he had no donkey. So he had to carry people's bags on his own. For the next 3 months, he had to carry their bags on his back, which almost broke his back. Well, at least, though, he was quite happy in the fact he didn't get a visit from the donkey inspector. Phew, I dodged a bullet there. But his back was aching and his knees were creaking so badly. 3 months of absolute hardship. Well, eventually, he had enough money to go to the donkey market to buy himself a brand new donkey. So he went there, feeling all excited. And when he got there were so many donkeys to choose from. Donkeys of all size and shape and colour. But then, across the crowded market, he saw one donkey he recognised. Yeah, a rather sad-looking donkey. A little bit scruffy and a little bit scrawny, with one white ear and one black ear, clip-clop hooves and turquoise eyes, which showed a life of hardship and sorrow. And standing next to the donkey were two rogues, and one of the rogues had a most peculiar beard, and Cassim was sure he should recognise him from somewhere, but couldn't remember where on earth he had seen him. Cassim went straight up to the donkey and looked him in the eyes and said, "Oh dear me, you are a silly, silly donkey, and you are a silly, silly man, aren't you? I mean, how could you be so silly twice in your life? I don't get it. I'm glad I'm not as foolish as you, honestly. I mean, you start life as a man, and you go throughout your life as a man, but then you're so cruel to your donkey that the donkey inspector turns you into a donkey for 7 years. So, you're a donkey for 7 years, and then finally your curse is lifted, and then you're a man again for 3 months only, and you go and do something naughty again, you re-offend, and you're back there as a donkey for another 7 years. I tell you something, I am certainly not going to buy you ever again. I'm not foolish." So Cassim left the donkey market that day and went and bought himself a camel instead. Actually, I have to say, he only bought the camel because someone told him it was a flying camel. Oh well, he'll never learn. But if you're wondering about the donkey here, very soon the donkey escaped from the Jub Jub brothers. Yeah, Jabba Jub Jub and Jaffa Jub Jub. And he got on a pirate ship, went all the way to Germany to a place called Bremen, where he became friends with a dog, a cat, and a cockerel. And they had many, many adventures together, one of which I'm sure you already know. Well, my friends, I hope you enjoyed that second story about a donkey this week. But after all, it is International Donkey and Bear Week. And if you enjoyed that story and would like some more, please visit our website. We only have 2 more stories left, but lots online. So please, if you ever feel lonely and you want another story, just look at the ones we've done so far, or grab hold of one of our downloadable stories. But in the meantime, my friends, stay healthy, stay well, look after each other, and of course, TTFN.